Demolitions of Palestinian homes, forced displacement, settlement construction and the blockade of Gaza. All this and a failure to hold Israel accountable are why there are recurring cycles of violence in the region. That's according to the first report from the UN's International Commission of Inquiry on the Occupied Palestinian Territory.
Impunity is a key factor fueling conflict and violence, compromising chances for sustainable peace, coexistence, and ultimately security. It exonerates the perpetrators of past violations and abuses of human rights and international humanitarian law and encourages future violations and abuses.
The inquiry was prompted by the Gaza war in May 2021. 250 Palestinians in Gaza and 13 people in Israel were killed. In the most recent spate of violence, which included the killing of Al Jazeera correspondent Shireen Abu Akleh, the Palestinian representative on the Human Rights Council says Israel is following its standard practice of trying to block any investigation into her death.
There have been calls for an independent investigation into Shireen's death, but they have come up against a campaign of fake information from those who don't want one. This is how the occupying power treats the Commission of Inquiry as well. The occupying power has stoked the fury of the Palestinian people through its colonial occupation, racial segregation, and apartheid.
I give the floor to the distinguished representative of Israel.
Israel boycotted the inquiry and barred entry to its investigators. The Foreign Ministry said the report was biased and tainted with hatred for the state of Israel. The US representative said the Human Rights Council gives disproportionate scrutiny to Israel. This latest report goes on top of a pile of hundreds of others done by international organisations shining a light on Israeli conduct during 55 years of occupation. They have little practical effect on the ground. Israeli settlements continue to expand and there's little accountability for when security forces kill Palestinians. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera, Occupied East Jerusalem.